Can't be seen. Go to my computer.
for over 20 years, bringing you extraordinary entertainment. This is Extraordinary Entertainment. This is the Extraordinary Network. Live from Atlanta, Georgia, with your hosts, Chris, Rachàd, Jeremy, Summer, and Najee. This is Extraordinary Unplugged.
We
Hola,
are back.
welcome,
Oh,
hola
welcome,
everyone.
Hola.
welcome to another edition of Extraordinary Unplugged. I am Christopher S. Walker.
I'm Rachàd.
Somebody's mic is having
Yes,
issues. How's everybody doing?
Uh
we're
oh.
doing well. Who are you today?
Yeah,
You Summer or you?
I'm Najee.
Okay.
What's going on, Stevie?
And I am the original Summer.
Summer. How's it
Yes,
going? How y'all
yes.
week going,
Style by
everyone?
Stevie.
What's going on, Stevie?
Hey Stevie.
It's going okay, and I'm Stevie. It's so great to be here, everybody. I ain't Summer today.
Wonderful. I get to be myself, all by myself.
All by yourself, as God intended.
Good to see all of your great smiles, everybody. Yes. Love to
Amen.
see it. Love to see it. And I'm with Rashad. Yeah. My week has been pretty good so far. Been eventful, stressful, dealing with family as usual. But I digress on that.
Yeah, understand, understood. Summer, how we doing?
Listen, in the old church, they used to say, "You yet hold on."
Hey, keep on keeping on there, baby.
Exactly. So that's how it is. Sometimes, you just gotta find your area, and it might take a little huffing and puffing, and then you get there.
I,
Just keep the
I know that
fight.
to be true as well.
I love that what you said right there. Keep the fight. That is definitely that should be a theme for this year. Keep the fight.
For
He
real, for
stole
real.
my quote.
Let's tell your quote.
Shut up, Najee. He thought of that shit.
For me,
That
my
is.
week is going good. I've been battling like this sinus issue where it's not draining here; it's draining in my ears, so I can't like my left ear is kind of clogged. Uh,
Mm,
so both were
Can
clogged. They're better now.
Can I recommend something that
Absolutely.
may not seem like healthy, but it really worked for me because I ended up getting vertigo from cleaning out my ears with the Q-tip and I impacted more wax into my ear.
Oh,
So on Amazon, they have this ear cleaning toolkit. It's tools, it's actual tools. And I use that to kind of dig in there and get the wax out. I'll show you the tools at the end.
okay.
But
Yeah.
when I tell you it took all of that crap away and it got it out. So now I do not use Q-tips ever, and I just use a towel for the inner
Yeah.
part. But then when I need to go in there to get that wax out, I just use my tools, and they have some
Sounds
cool
like a plan.
8 pieces.
Honestly, I
mm.
use baby wipes. That also works around the cartilage and the side of the ear too. Take all that earwax out. Right, Grandma?
Absolutely, that's what I was saying. I use a washcloth. You
A
know,
thin one, like
yeah,
really
Yeah.
thin.
really thin.
All right. Hopefully, I have a good update when we return next week. I can say, oh, I can hear now.
Because that
Yes,
shit
definitely. And
sucks.
then also too, someone back me up if I'm wrong. You can also do a peroxide cleanse too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely, yes. You could do a rinse, a flush, but if it's too impacted, then you'll
mhm.
have to just use something extra. Because they do have the teapot
Yeah.
ear cleaner thing. Those things feel so good,
I'm going to
but
try that one.
oh, it feels amazing. But you gotta be careful with those. You kind of gotta know
Absolutely.
what you're doing.
I,
Definitely have to check that out. Check
Yeah,
that out. I
I've
think
done a peroxide
uh,
before. Definitely.
yes,
Sure.
yes. It's
Actually, let me say I saw my grandkids this week and I was so excitable because I saw all of them.
That's amazing.
Sometimes I see
Quality
one or
yes,
time.
two, but I saw all four of them plus my bonus niece and nephew. I love the littles and they make you feel so much better when you're around like that
yes,
innocent joy. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the best part
yeah.
of my week.
I can attest to that too, Summer. It's one thing about it is, so I love babies. A lot of folks don't know that. I do. I love babies. And I love the fact with my brother, he has two toddlers right now. So he has my nephew and my niece,
Wow.
and I love the fact of listening to them beat him up. So that brings me joy. But I just love the fact of being able to be around them and then also watching them just enjoy life and in the innocence of life because they have no idea of what's going on. So you get to watch them in their innocence. And that's one thing I love about kids just in general. You're watching them be able to enjoy life and not be aware of what really is going on.
Right.
So yeah, that is definitely a thing to enjoy. So I can definitely attest to you with that, Summer.
It's the innocence, the purity. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yep, pure joy.
Mm.
that is. Well, I have a few things that I wanted to add before we get started on our show tonight. Um, that just really brought me joy. So I'm gonna start my encouragement moment early this evening,
Ooh, I,
um, because I was definitely encouraged over the weekend, and this right here really encouraged me over the weekend to see our country standing up and taking the fight to the street and doing a peaceful protest, unlike the Trump supporters that went in and did an insurrection. But we are making our voices heard and we are taking to the streets and we are fighting. And this right here brings me pure joy to see that everybody is taking to the streets and are willing to get in this fight and they're not going to sit it out. Um, I want to say that it was over 3 million, if I'm not mistaken, possibly more, that protested across the country this weekend. Even some other countries had got
Hmm.
into the protest as well. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what democracy looks like. This is exactly what democracy looks like. And we must continue to take the fight to this regime. It's not an administration, it's a regime and we must continue to take it to them at every single turn. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, and then also to that one other thing that brought me joy was this right here, Ilhan Omar,
Uh-huh.
representative. This brought me joy. She is privately working to file articles of impeachment against Pete Hegseth, Michael Waltz, and John Ratcliffe.
Hmm.
Um, this brings me joy to see that our democratic leaders are standing up and ready to fight this regime at every turn. And this was because of what was that? Was it we don't call what we calling this Snake Gate or whatever it's called? Um, because we our intelligence information was leaked onto this app when
Hmm.
they were talking about going to war with what was that?
Um,
Was it the Houthis or was it or
I
something like
forgot
that? It
the
was somewhere
country.
around. Yeah, it was somewhere over in Israel, if I'm not mistaken. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of fight that we have to continue doing, and we must continue to stand up and take the fight. So I just wanted to bring up those two pieces because I want people to realize that we have not lost hope. Hope is not all hope is not gone. We still have fight, and we have the numbers. We have the numbers, and we must continue fighting. So I just wanted to say that, you guys.
If I may, I just want to add Trump's ridiculous comments on Fox News about the protest. So Fox News asked Trump about the protest. He asked, "What do you think? they, the protesters, want. That's what Harris Faulkner on Fox News asked the president. What do you think they
Oh
need
Lord.
right now from you? Trump's basically said this: protesters for different reasons. You're protesting also because you know they just didn't know.
OJ.
I've watched. I've watched very closely. Why are you here? They really weren't able to say, but they were there for a reason, perhaps. But a lot of them really were there because they're following the crowd. A lot of them were there because what we witnessed was a terrible thing. What we saw was a terrible thing, and we've seen it over the years. We haven't, you know, this was one horrible example, but you've seen other terrible examples. You know that better than anybody who would know it, and I know it. I've seen it too, and I've seen it before. I was president. I've seen it. I think it's a shame. I think it's a disgrace, and it's got to stop. I don't know what he was talking about, but he should have just not answered the questions.
I don't even think he even knew what he was talking about. I'm just
Well,
gonna
I
be
think
honest.
it's a deep, what they call it. It's a deflection, like he always does. He has never answered a question coherently ever. Um,
Un- Unfortunately.
yeah, and so I think it's one of those things that he can never admit because that's how he was raised. His father raised him basically to never admit anything that will make him look bad. So he literally just he's not oblivious. He knows the truth, but he doesn't. He will never admit to anyone or to the public. He posted yesterday on Twitter, basically said inflation is down. He said gas prices are down. He said stock market is rocking. And the thing is, like, you can say whatever, but that's just not reality.
And he think people are stupid that they can't go online and actually look this stuff
But he
up. I
know that
mean,
people. That's why they control all the media. You know, so if they can control the narrative, that's why all media, major news networks are owned by Republicans or a foreign billionaire because
that's
they.
what I'm watching none of them anymore.
Yeah, I don't watch any of them. I be like you watching
The Midas Hutchins
Midas
definitely
Touch.
wears that.
Because I feel like that's why I hope and to our followers, I hope one day that our platform grows, so we can make sure that the masses receive the correct and factual information.
Yes, because
Amen
here
to that.
on Extraordinary Unplugged, you will always get the correct information.
Yes, we will.
What do you say, Najee?
No, no, I
Thanks.
was saying just yes, we will. Agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah,
that's one thing
because
about it.
he's going to always speak in a way that says every anybody who opposes him is wrong.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's going to be fake news if it's anything shedding any light on him or his plans or anything like that. So it's really easy to tell when he's lying because he's running on top of his words. He's not making full sentences. He's not making a point. He's just saying, "Oh, it's terrible. It's awful." But is it not awful that you sent people into the White House to attack, and then when they got arrested, you let them out, pardoned them?
Pardon me.
So all of that, we just have to keep our eyes open. And that made me think of watch The Handmaiden's Tale. If you
Yes.
haven't seen that show,
Hmm.
click on and watch that because this is exactly in my heart
Hmm.
what I feel like what he wants us to turn into, basically, killing off anybody who's not going to go with these old school, you know, um ideologies that he is trying to put out there. So,
Yep.
Oh, of course, of course. And I want to bring something to people's awareness, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into our show for
All
the
right.
night. The thing that I was just talking to you about, Rachàd, um, about what is supposed to happen on April the 20th. So, what people fail to realize is on Inauguration Day, Trump had three, I think two or three individuals that he told them to report to him. Um, y'all do a good job with getting the correct information. Thank you, Jr. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. Um,
wonderful.
and definitely appreciate you for that. So he had sent two or three individuals to the I think they're border patrols. Najee, please back me up if I'm incorrect. But anyway, they were border patrols or border agents or whatnot, if I'm not mistaken. and they're supposed to report to him on April 20th, for him to declare if he should do. I'm calling it martial law. I know they are using different wording for that, but I'm calling it martial law.
Pretty much, yeah,
Um,
the different wording, but yeah, that's really pretty much what Donald Trump is trying to do. Pretty much saying that if this doesn't go my way, this is what we're gonna have to start doing
right,
to make it
exactly.
go my way. So yeah, you're right about that.
So I want people to be aware of what's going to be possibly happening on April the 20th. Um, because that could be the day that he actually may declare it. But I honestly feel that he's going to declare it before his birthday. I'm going to put myself out on a limb just to say that he's going to declare it before his birthday. Once he declares martial law, there's a few things that can happen. Now, Rachàd and anybody, please back me up if I'm wrong on this. What could possibly happen is that he wants to do away with being able to vote for the next election. If he declares martial law, if I'm not mistaken, by bounds of us being quote unquote at war or at wartime, there could never be an election during wartime. Am I correct?
Uh, during active war, I think it just depends. Because they voted during war, during all wars we had. I think there've been some issues where they made delayed elections and things like that. But I haven't seen historically in modern day where an
Right.
election was just canceled. One thing that's interesting when it comes to martial law is because it's interesting, and you and I talked about this before the show.
Hmm.
It's, it's our Constitution is really just a lot of words. If you think about it, our Constitution is just a bunch of words. Nobody ever thought to update a lot of our articles, uh, and a lot of people really just be guessing. When it comes to declaring martial law, the Constitution gives the power to the president and Congress. So I wonder, could Congress, would Congress uh, counteract a martial law order from the executive branch? And then, like we talked about before the show, when it comes to the actual governors in each state, also have the power and within their borders to declare martial law. So I'm wondering what's going to happen because in our country, the federal government doesn't have full control. So it's just one of those things that Trump's going to try anything, and we don't even know if the Supreme Court going to back him. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the lower court's going to act right. We don't know because we've seen examples dealing with Trump where they literally let him do whatever. So it's just one of those things. We just got to see what happens. But I hope people see through him. I know he don't have. There's a lot of Republican governors who probably wouldn't go for it.
I can attest to that. I agree, because a lot of them, some of them are in Democratic areas, as
Hmm.
well too. So I don't think a lot of them would go for it. I mean, some of them have broken rank with him already. I mean,
Hmm.
Mitch McConnell, surprisingly, has broken rank with him. So I just honestly feel like a lot of them probably wouldn't go for that because then that gives him a reason to shoot Americans,
Yep.
which I don't even know if the military would even go for that. So that
They
is
probably would.
another big question mark for me, as well on that. So a lot of this stuff we've never been here before, so we
Right.
don't know what this would entail or what this would look like because we've never had a rogue president who has gone and done the foolishness that this man is doing to the extent that he's doing.
And like I
Um,
said to you earlier, the, the the part of the Constitution about martial law, the main thing we're supposed to have a well regulated militia, which we don't have. We've never
right.
had. Um, so I don't even know if what they call the Proud Boys probably be their militia. So if it does occur, if he says the word, somebody's gonna follow his order.
Oh, of
So
course. He
everyone
has
just definitely
followers. A
just
lot of people
keep
fail to realize he does have followers. So
yeah,
we've seen what they did
agreed.
at the Capitol, and with the insurrection for January 6th. So I want to make sure as the time approaches, I'm going to do more research on all of this. and I will make sure for all of our viewers that we have the correct information as time goes along as well with that. But let's go ahead and get into something fun.
All right, let's go.
That's the reason why I wanted to get the serious stuff out the way first, so we can get on into tonight's topic. So let's go ahead and jump on in.
I
Rachàd,
hope
what
y'all
we got
ready.
going on?
Oh, this is what we got going on. All right, we got Sherry Shepherd and Nia Long reportedly have confrontation at Othello opening night. Othello is the stage play that the stage play that Candy and others are promoting. It actually has the highest what do they call it, the highest I guess the sellout, the highest ticket sales in the history of Broadway. So
Yes.
shout out to those producers for making, doing that. I think who else is in it? Is it Denzel Washington? I think he's in it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So that's our first topic. We're going to get into the Neil Long and Sherry Shepherd. I actually read up on it, and it's funny because Neil Long has no problem with anyone. But the next topic we got Sean Kingston verdict. Singer Kingston and his mom Janice Turner found guilty in fraud trial. So we're going to talk about that. That's an update because we did discuss this last year. Then we got Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore speaks out after Real House of Atlanta cast member Brit Eady threatens her with pistols and whips. Then we got Wale and Azealia Banks trade Barbs online after she trashed his career. And then of course we got our mental health moment with Sky and everything. We got some open topics if we have
So I
time.
want to say this before we jump into our first topic. So only reason we brought these topics back up is because we didn't cover them last week. So we want to make sure that we cover all of our topics with every show. So due to us going over time or time constraint, we wanted to bring these topics back. So that's where we are right now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna I put up an article from page six discussing Sherry Shepherd and Nia Long. Uh, I don't know if did you have the video? You want to play
I
it?
do have the
All
video
right, let's go
of
with it.
Sherry of what she had to say. What's that, JR? Don't you dare say nothing bad about Miss King.
Ah!
What's going on, Sinead?
Hey,
Let's see.
Shanae.
So let's go ahead and and jump into this. Oh, before we get started, I want to make sure that we tell our viewers, make sure that if you are following us on the Extraordinary Network, please make sure on YouTube that you like, follow, and share the channel with everyone because we want to make sure that we get our likes up in the algorithm so we can continuously get more people to watch the show. So the more likes that we get on YouTube, the more people that will actually be able to see the programming. So please, 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 if you have not already, please subscribe to our channel on the Extraordinary Network for YouTube. Also, to continue giving us some love on Facebook,
Mhm.
like, follow on the Extraordinary Network on Facebook, and also too, if you're feeling generous enough, you can also go ahead and pass us on some of those. As we like to call them. What are they? What are those things called now? What they got on Facebook? Um,
Stars or
GoFundMe.
whatever.
oh yeah, those stars. Yeah, if y'all
Mhm.
feel generous enough, pass us some stars. You know, if you like what you see, pass us over to some of those good stars. We can never have enough of those. So, um, yeah. Now we're gonna go ahead and jump into
Look,
Rashad's background is take.
this is where I want to be. Yeah, Chris Chris and I were talking about it right before the show. I had a different background. I was underwater. I said that's not where I really want to be. I want to be out of the water. Too many things in the
I
water.
can't. I can't. But yeah, definitely everyone. Please do all those things that will help us out with the show. So let's go ahead and jump into the Sherry Shepherd and Nia Long situation this evening. All right, here we are.
Went to the opening of Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal's show Othello. So this unnamed celebrity actress who shall remain nameless. I'm standing there talking, somebody grabbed my arms and they forcefully turned me around. So I'm in a good mood. So I go, hi, what's going on? Because I know her. And she says to me, she goes, you've been shading me a lot. That's what she said to me. And I said to her, I said, no, no, I haven't, because I was really confused. And then she goes, yes, you have. And then she just walked off. Now, let me tell you something. First of all, I know who I shade because I don't shade many people. It might be one person I shade. And I never have shaded this unnamed celebrity. And I'm like, and so she came up to me in front of everybody going, you shaded me. And then she walks off. So, hey, unnamed. So I was mad. I was really mad. And I said, you know what? You don't freaking get to do that to me. So I went to the bathroom during intermission. I stood there for 15 minutes waiting for a meeting in the ladies' room. Okay? I stood there. You want to tell me I shaded you? So I would say the unnamed celebrity because you think I done shaded you, which means you watch my show. I don't know who you think I am. I think you get me confused with somebody, one of the bloggers or the influencers, because I know I didn't shade you. Matter of fact, when something scandalous came up about you, I was on your side when it happened. So I would say the unnamed celebrity because we've known each other a long time. Come sit on my couch so we can talk about it. And you know who you are.
Y'all know what I really don't like is passive aggressive. And this, like, I feel like how you gonna be on? Like, you should have just went ahead and just said her name. That aggravated me.
Right.
Right.
Look, Snake said, "Y'all know Nia a pretty good bitch. I absolutely love her. She everything she a Wendy and and it ain't going. I mean, that's
Right.
she don't probably remember. And if her show is still with the same setup and producers, you probably don't even remember talking about Nia Long because just like Wendy, you should just read the topic. She didn't research the topic; she just read them.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure Sherry is under that same platform where she can't even recall what she probably said, but because it is her show, I feel like if Nia, I don't feel her as being problematic. I never seen her be, but I know she's confrontational.
Well, this is what Nia had to say, and that was just it about last night. That's pretty much what it is.
You know what's crazy is that Nia Long literally like I feel like we all have issues, but I feel
Mhm.
Nia Long is one of those people. You know, she had a very public breakup a couple years ago. And so she's been through a lot. She went through a lot when I found out that what's his name? Chris Rock went out on a
Mhm.
date with her to just to hurt her feelings. Like he literally went out on a date with her just to not call just to ghost her. He said he felt like she needed to be humbled.
That is
Like
crazy.
I feel like
Now I
people
can't stand me. No, I think I gotta humble her
yeah.
ass motherfucker.
Man, not
Like,
either.
please, you're
Yeah, I
a
don't want
loser, dude.
that's your job. I can humble myself because I have God on my side.
No, first of all, who are you to tell somebody when they should be more humble?
Right.
What is she doing
Exactly.
that makes her seem so unhumble? I mean, fuck you.
It's the accessibility because you know Chris Rock has a huge problem with black women, and I just
Yes.
say it like he literally, you know,
Hey,
because he chased
Ross.
after what's her name, Jada Pinkett for so long, and she was not interested, and that's why he picked on her for 20 years,
What
and that's
uh
why
what what Shanae said
you grew up when they filmed Friday. Oh yeah, exactly. That's where she from.
what's
Well,
going
I
on,
just
Ross?
have to say, Sherry is really reaching here to
Yeah,
even think anybody. Like, first of all,
Thank you
sis,
so much,
we
Ross.
nobody ain't even really watching your show. I don't even know who watches your show. Um, to know, what you may have said about Nia, but if I don't even think that was to be considered a confrontation. What she did was she checked your ass and she kept it pushing. That's
Yeah.
what she
That's it.
did. She told you, "Hey, I need you to cut out running my name like that."
Right.
And she kept it fucking pushing. Your simple ass was so um taken aback by the audacity of somebody to, tell you what it is straight up and not give you an opportunity to defend the comment. comments that you made because she didn't give a fuck your why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter why you said it, bitch. Just don't
Yeah.
say nothing else.
Yeah.
And you went and cried in the bathroom for 15 minutes to try to make it seem like you was waiting on a fight.
Feelings.
No, you weren't. You were blowing your nose and you were hoping that that bitch could come in there and say nothing else to you because you were so fucking embarrassed by how she checked your ass in front of
Mhm.
everyone because zero fucks were given when she did that shit. And then she went on and took a beautiful picture of herself and said how her night went was fabulous, bitch. Because your eyeliner was running and your mascara was running from the tears you shed in the fucking bathroom.
I hear you,
Oh,
Sinead.
what should I say? Old people be watching daytime talk shows. We watch Jay Hood show for the fun tunnels. They bring that they bring in. Yeah, that's true. We do watch
I
Jay
love
Hood.
the
I
view.
don't know what I don't really watch. Okay, I feel like the
I don't
quality of
watch any of
daytime
them.
talk shows has dropped. I feel like the quality of all shows, like I don't even like. I don't think the quality is where it needs to be anymore. I feel like we have a opportunity to have a daytime talk show.
Not a necklace
What you
troll.
say?
She's
You
an
said necklace
assless
A
troll.
necklace. uh, oh
What's
yeah,
going on,
thank you, Rick.
Rick?
He said, by the way, congrats to Candy for the biggest box office show to hit Broadway. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
That's
But she
been
don't
great.
have no ass either,
Who?
Jay.
Oh yeah, cause
She don't have a neck or a ass.
she don't have a figure.
All
Yeah.
she got is titties. No hips, no ass, no nothing. God just gave you titties.
Yeah, Derry. You just ill, you know what? You just ill, Bill.
But it's crazy when
Yeah.
people actually
Mm,
literally
mm,
Please
mm.
bring back Maury and Jerry Springer, cause baby.
because I feel like I agree with Summer that literally I feel like she was hoping for an opportunity and she was butthurt. She was hoping for an opportunity to share her own feelings because she wanted to act oblivious and then to not even be a woman enough to even mention her name on her platform. Because
Right.
I felt like you literally have a hot topic show where you literally supposed to give all the information. Why are you going to sit here and just give? I'm not going to mention her name. And then if you look at it, they all the guests who was at the show, they put all the guests names who was there just so people could figure it out. But Nia Long wasn't trying to hide. She was like about last night. I did it. 2 hours, 6 years in a bucket.
That's the part for me. I'm like, my thing is just like what you just said. You have a hot topic show. If you're
Yeah.
gonna do hot topics, do the whole topic. Don't sit here and
Right.
give out half topics. Like, what are you
Right.
doing?
Then is she gonna have the nerve to invite her? Come talk about it on my couch. No, bitch. Call me the fuck out
Right.
and invite me to your show, cause that's what I would have done. I would have said, "Oh, girl, well, we could fix that. Won't you come on my show?" That would have been my story. And here she is. Come on out, Nia. You know what I'm saying? Cause bitch, you
Right.
ain't calling no cards, girl. Shut up.
Summer, you would have been in there yelling and hollering. Yes,
I'd be like, no, bitch, it ain't no walking away, ho. No, bring it on back, bitch.
Yep.
What else you had to say? Because I'll go on there tomorrow and talk
yelling.
about your ass some fucking more. How about
Summer
that?
was embarrassed job right in public. That's why I wouldn't have no public beef with Summer. I'll have to call and hope she'll pick up the phone.
I'm,
Shut up.
y'all know what I think? I think it's one of those times in a situation where Neil would have gave her the business if she wanted to, but she did just enough. She approached her, told her get your act together, and I'm out.
And then she talking about she waiting on her in the restroom. For what,
What,
bitch?
girl,
She
For
what
wasn't
what?
coming in the restroom with you.
what you gonna
Well,
do?
first of all, if she did go in the restroom to break any nails on your fucking ass, baby, please. You wasn't about that life in the first place. So let's go.
Right. That's the same thing.
Exactly.
I'm thinking. And then the thing is, the time to once if what's her story, her recount of the story is actually accurate. If she forcibly put her hands on you, the time to actually handle the situation was when she put your hands on you. When she put her hands on you, that's when you said, "Hey, girl."
Just think about any bitch who ain't going for that.
Right.
You grabbed me and the bitch had a time to have a full sentence come out. No,
Right.
we are already in the midst of a fight. Cause what the
It
fuck?
started because
Right.
we throwing
Exactly,
hands
Ross.
right
She
now.
already knows she don't want no smoke. Cause look, if she hey wise, if she grabbed me by the arm,
Right. Forcefully.
snatching at me,
What's
it
going
ain't
on,
no,
Wise
oh
Flow?
hey girl.
What's
It
up,
ain't
Wise
none of that.
Flow?
Ain't
I
no
think
hey
it,
girl. It's bitch, what? Is you tripping? Is you cool, ho? You
right.
know, like Nah, you ain't got no time to explain shit you got going on because I'm about to get in that ass.
I mean, you know,
Security.
I just thought about that too. Sherry really don't. She's a very ill built individual. She don't have no neck. She don't got no type of body. I'm like, she just looks very strange. She looks very
Y'all know
odd.
I can't talk about people's physical appearance, but
Sherry, if you're watching, I love you. That's what Chris said. I didn't say anything about you.
I did, and I don't give a fuck because people talk about how wide my ass is. So
but you
hey,
know
we
what?
all got
Sherry
to
has had work done, and I don't know, you know, like I don't know. She's ever had work done, so
I mean, she do. She just looks very. She just look very ill built. I mean, I'm just for real. Like she just a very weird look. I mean, look how she look. I
I mean
mean,
she's top heavy for one.
she
She's
Uh,
actually got a.
top
She actually
heavy
got a
and
neck.
she's
She actually got a
curvy.
neck
yeah,
here in
She
this
got some
picture.
of her titties taken out
yeah, because she used to be heavy than that.
because
When she was on the
she was.
View, when she
Yeah,
was on the
she
View, I was
has
like, girl, do something.
she had
Do
some
something.
G's or something. She had some big old things. It was sitting
You
out
know,
there.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm very sensitive to women's health because I know carrying around that top, can literally ruins people back.
No
But
When,
she
shit.
actually got. But you know what though? She
I
actually
get
got a
it.
neck in this picture though.
Well, she's been working out a lot.
She
I
definitely
don't
her
dislike
body looks
Sherry.
better
I don't dislike Sherry.
though.
Um, shut up. I don't dislike Sherry, but when you talking about Nia,
Yeah,
girl,
Yeah, you
that's
see
how
what I'm talking
royalty
about.
right
pipe
there.
it
That's how
down. I
royalty.
love Nia. I love me some Nia. Now you ain't gonna say too much about Nia. Now shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. We gonna be enemies.
Hmm
Not
Yes,
why not
this is your ass. Okay, it's nice and wide for you. Okay, that's it. That's it.
not why well not that's your ass.
but
But yeah, I honestly, I'm gonna say this. I was when I first heard about this topic, I was very shocked.
mhm.
Because I was like, Nia Long doesn't bother anybody. She doesn't have a history of, of coming for anybody, Now my thing is, yeah, she confronted you because you've been talking about her. I mean, that would be me too. I'm gonna confront you too. Like, okay, what's your deal with me?
Yeah.
What's your issue? Let's talk about. Let's handle it now. Like, what's going on?
Mhm.
But you're gonna run your behind into the bathroom as if you told me that's where we're gonna be meeting at.
Right, because
How
you
would I
didn't.
know to meet you in the bathroom and you
You should
sitting
have
in the
said,
fucking
"Let me
sink?
actually let's go outside." That's what you should have said. If you had an issue like that,
What's going on, Antion?
Hey,
And
Auntie.
hey, it's your
yes,
birthday,
and
boy! Happy
oh yeah,
birthday!
he just celebrated a good birthday too. Happy birthday!
Oh, there go my Deloach.
There you
Yes.
Happy
go.
birthday.
So-
Now she photoshopped that neck on her pic. I
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
cannot.
minute. It does look Photoshop. Put the picture up again. I was gonna say
Y'all.
that it
I'm
does look
gonna pull it
Photoshop.
up.
Mm-mm.
Oh, here. Oh, it's about this one.
No, yeah, it doesn't look like this. There's something odd around the neckline. It's
Listen,
probably just a
it
shadow.
might have just been a good
It's
dress.
probably just a shadow. But anyway,
But that square, she couldn't do nothing about that square bottom.
Not the
That's
square.
it is what it is. I wonder if Nia gonna give her the satisfaction and actually
if
come on the
if
show.
if I was Nia, I would I said what I said, and I wouldn't
But
be
you're not gonna
saying
use me
nothing more
for
because
ratings.
you didn't even see. First of all, you're not gonna subliminally check me.
Right.
You ain't talking to me until you say my fucking name. How about that?
Right.
Oh
Just like
yes, Wise's
when Whitney
birthday is
told
on Thursday.
when Whitney told
Happy early birthday.
Wendy Williams when she
Yeah.
said, "I'm just saying, baby girl, watch what the you say."
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Hey,
Happy early
Wise, happy
birthday,
birthday!
Wise Blow.
All these Aries in the building.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're gonna
Because
slide
my
into our
mother's
next
birthday
topic,
was
y'all.
my mother's birthday was yesterday as well too.
Happy birthday,
Oh, happy
happy birthday,
heavenly
mother.
birthday to Mama.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump. I think we done wore out Sherry enough.
Oh,
Let's
Lord,
go ahead
yeah.
and jump on Sean Kingston and his mother, the fraudsters. Um, I still laugh at this situation.
Do you
Y'all out
notice
here
so many
doing
celebrities that actually do a lot of fraud, a lot of wire fraud, a lot wire fraud. A lot of celebrities do a lot of dishonest things because they're trying to maintain a status.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
And I understand music industry is very finicky. You're not always paid. A lot of people think that everybody um, who has a album deal or has released music, they're making the most of the money. When those people have those publishing deals, those are the ones that get paid.
Hmm.
It's never the artist that has the publishing deals.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Because we know we covered this story last
Yeah,
year, or whatnot, but here this the verdict, and what do you guys got to say for it before I go ahead and and dissect it with some facts.
go ahead and dissect it and talk about the
Okay, yeah.
ruling.
Well, let me go
Yeah,
ahead and
let's hear this.
Yeah.
dissect this foolishness here, the fraudsters, um, which is just so sad. It's sad that a mother and a son out here. I mean, I get it. You ride hard for your mama. I give it. I really do. Look, I ride hard for
Mhm.
mine too, but I don't know if I
I
would go and
don't.
do no crimes with my mama
Yeah.
though. I think the buck
Mm.
stopped. It definitely
Yeah.
stopped there for me.
My mom would have told me to go work at McDonald's. You need money, go get you a job.
Right. I'm like, are you serious? Like, you gonna go out here and you doing fraud with your mom? I don't know. It's the fraud with the mama part for me.
Yeah.
Um, um,
I wouldn't put my mom in a situation, and if as a parent, I wouldn't put my child in a situation. So I'm trying to figure out how y'all both codependent uh, in y'all BS.
I
You know what I'm
think that
saying?
what though, Rashad, I think that's the part that gets me is that when we covered this story last year, I think I was in more of shock that Sean Kingston isn't he still doing mute? Isn't he still doing something or isn't
I mean, he was pretty big when first came out. He had some hits.
I
because
just think once you get like that taste of fame and you've been poor, or
Mhm.
you not,
That's
it's
it.
new money, it's like a fear. Like, I think as far as the mom is concerned, she probably
Mhm.
was like, "Oh no, baby, we can't let you slip." Like,
Hmm.
we gonna have to maintain this lifestyle because now I'm getting accustomed to something that I'm not used to, whatever house he bought her and all that stuff. He wasn't just about to let that go by the wayside, and so
Whoa.
she, oh Lord, that lady bald in the front, got hair in the back, Lord Jesus,
Okay, put up
instant
Sean's
karma. But
picture again.
anyway, that's just what I think. I think she was willing to do whatever it was gonna take to keep that income flowing in, no matter who she robbed, Peter, Paul, James, all of them, and to get that money. And so,
When Sean came out, he was like a teenager, right? When he first came out, right?
I believe
yeah,
so.
he was young.
He was young. I'm looking at this picture. Put his picture up again because I'm trying to show you how
The
living a hard
mugshot.
life. Yeah, Sean Kingston. I'm just showing you. I just want people to understand when you live a hard life, and you ain't focused on your health and doing right. This is how you age. She looks older than me in summer.
I
How
can't
And
believe
old is
it.
she?
I don't know how. Let me see how old is he.
Oh, okay. I didn't think
Uh,
she was in our category,
I was
but
talking
honey,
about Sean.
if
I was talking about Sean.
oh,
I'm
he
talking
does, yeah. Right
about-
now, he I could have birthed him probably. That baby looks shot to hell.
Yeah, he
I
looked a
mean,
little.
what they say,
He definitely has
just
had a
through
rough life. Yeah, he's had a rough one.
35 years old, and he
And
Let
the
the
looks
mama.
facts be the facts, Shanae. White
uh,
people do it all the time.
yes.
Sean, if
Yes,
you're
they do.
watching, I didn't say any of those things. They did.
Najee is correct. I said it and I meant it, and I'll repeat it if you do it and let me hear about it.
Now,
I don't. So
that's one thing. Sinead, that's true. White people do a lot, but I always tell my people, we ain't white. You're not gonna get away.
you're not gonna
It
get away
ain't,
with
it
it, but
ain't, it ain't even worth it. Like I feel like.
I'm
Go ahead, give the update.
no, I was gonna go ahead and say what was going on
Hey,
here. So
Delirious.
he tells officials to protect mother as they face decades in prison. So that's the first part. What's going on, D Lyric? So rapper Sean, hold on, I want to make sure I'm getting these comments in too. What did Shanae say? She said, "I hate Hollywood. Didn't back his career for real. He did.
He
He had
did.
potential. Yeah, he did. He had
He
potential.
definitely has. He definitely had talent. For
Yeah,
real.
he definitely had potential. So I'm gonna read this real quick. Rapper Sean Kingston broke down into tears and cried out for protection for his mother as the two were found guilty of wire fraud charges in a Florida courtroom on Friday, according to a report. The Beautiful Girl singer and Janice Turner were convicted of all five charges they faced stemming from their May 2024 arrest, where they swindled over $1 million in money and goods from car dealerships, several banks, and a mattress firm. Not a mattress firm.
A mattress firm.
Not a mattress firm. Like,
You know the silliness of it really is if they see a lot of times because wire fraud is federal. So like when people do these crimes, they don't want to understand, the potential to get, face charges. They don't want to understand that, and a lot of times it's always those people who are doing. I forgot what code it's under, but when they steal from their own people. Like
right,
it's probably a mattress firm that was owned by a black person. It's probably car dealerships owned by a person of color or a woman, and they'll come after. And my thing is, why don't you go after the people that owe us money that owe us.
right.
Don't go after your own people. That'd be what I really don't like because I feel like it'd be justified if you go after the white people.
I'm still stuck on the mattress firm for me. That's the
That's
part I'm
what
still
keep
stuck
going.
on. It's the
They was
mattress.
probably flipping them mattresses, you understand me? Getting them all and reselling them hoes,
And
you
look,
understand?
yeah, I was just about to say probably.
Because I can't say, I mean, they Jamaican too. You never know, like the hustle is deep, baby. We might have to
Oh,
get this bread.
absolutely.
We gotta get it some kind of way. And selling to the locals out there in Florida, baby, honey,
Mhm.
give me my coins. I
Right,
mean, I get it at all, but what I don't understand is how you so fucking sloppy with it. I
Yeah,
right.
don't understand why you wouldn't see. I know it's a lot of crackheads out there. I know it.
yeah.
I know it's a lot of somebodies who don't give a fuck about being caught type
Hmm.
energy, who you could have, put as the face that isn't yours. And now um you've been stealing mattress firms, but you ain't gonna get a good night's sleep. Remember that commercial for
That's
their ass?
crazy.
Like, come on, it's too much.
You know what? You own something, Miss April
Two
O'Neil
cents
St.
for
Reese.
99.
It'd be a lot of business. I'd be like, it's a cover up. Like I refuse to believe Hardee's it makes money from
right.
selling food. Like I refuse to believe Hardee's makes money from selling
It's
food.
the 2 cents for me. But yeah, I do agree with you on Hardee's because I'm like, who eats there? I don't eat there.
Arby's has been staying in business. We've talked about this.
Yeah, we just talked
Uh,
about it.
Captain D's.
So I had Captain D's in my auntie today.
Well,
Um,
it's nasty to me. So
okay,
I
so
mean,
they're greasy.
somebody is patronizing it. You see what I'm saying?
You know my thing with Captain D's, you can't like they don't. I asked what kind of fish their main fish. I was like, "What kind of fish is this?" They said they don't know, and that
Hold on.
bothers me.
What? You said they didn't know.
And
So
that's why I
they
would
have
never
like
go there.
white. They don't have whiting. They have white fish, the white fish. Then they have
So we're
another
now selling
fish. So
mystery
it's like
fish.
a lot of the seafood we eat in America is not uh
Up to par
real.
in the
It's
first
not
place.
real fish. It's pieces of fish.
Surely not. Yup.
Yeah, so a lot of times, even when you go to a high end restaurant, you're not getting real, and you order seafood, you're not really getting what you think it's just pieces. Like when you go to crab is mostly imitation.
I
It's a
will agree
lot of
with you, Sinead. They do got good biscuits, but I'm still trying to figure out who else is eating there though.
No, I'm gonna have to hard pass on
Hey,
Hardee's.
you remember when Hardee's used to sell fried chicken? Y'all remember when Hardee's used to sell fried
Yeah,
chicken?
they did. They sure did use to sell fried chicken.
I remember the man a long time ago in the '90s who jacked off in the damn
What?
Ah,
gravy at Hardee's. Um, and ever since then, you'll never catch me eating nothing at Hardee's. I
you
don't
gotta
give a
worry
fuck.
about you.
What
Yeah,
the?
exactly. Yes, exactly that. Yeah, they are selling fish stick meat at the damn Captain D's. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah,
What the hell?
But you didn't hear about that, Chris? It
Hell
happened in
no.
Cobb County. All
yeah,
I can tell you is that never, ever, ever again will you ever, ever, ever,
I
ever,
think it happened at the
ever
Burger
see
King
me eat
too,
at Hardee's.
in Marietta.
I can't.
See, that's spectacular. 5.99 2 piece and fried 2 pieces of what? No, I eat real seafood. See, a lot of people don't really eat seafood for real,
Yep, it's just
so
me.
they will go to Captain D's and feel like it's a great meal. For me, I don't want. That's a good child's meal
It
Mm-hmm.
is.
because like if you gonna give your kids fish sticks and fries, that's what I feel like you get out of Captain
So
D's.
I had that today
Not a
with
two piece and a fry,
For five
Shanae.
ninety nine, that's a good deal, but you getting that's the Gordon's fish, shrimp,
the
and fish
man.
stick.
I don't even think it's that good. But I will say, Shanae, I had that 5.99 meal at Captain D's with my auntie today. My auntie Trisha.
I'm just, I don't know, but I want to read this other part. Here's the other foolishness with this. It says the federal prosecutors allege Kingston and Turner attempted to defraud their victims by using fraudulent documents in exchange for luxury cars, jewelry, and other goods. It goes on to say this. It says a 35-year-old rapper whose real name is Kashawn Anderson was crying with his hands clasped as the jury read his verdict inside the Fort Lauderdale federal court. Turner, 62, was accused by the judge of being the fixer and nerve center in charge of the scheme, as her past convictions for similar crimes painted her as a being in charge of the scheme. So you know
Oh, so
what?
she just been out of pocket her whole life. She's just been doing things. You know
So
what?
you just got a history out here causing crime.
No, just that don't even make sense. Like, girl, what are you doing? You at an age where you supposed to get it. Well, she probably don't qualify for Social Security because she probably been, you
She
know,
only 62.
defrauding everybody her whole life. I don't like. I feel like it's one of those things that you know how they always say you too old for that. You know, and I feel like I don't care what age you are. Everyone is too old for the BS that they do. But ma'am, you are too old to be still doing the same thing you were doing when you was ignorant. So how you still ignorant in your 60s? I just feel like some people will never get it in life.
That's the
And
reason why I had said
they don't
earlier,
have any
Rashad.
money left because they couldn't pay the restitution. Because a lot of time when you work out a deal to pay the restitution, you get less jail time. But because they don't spent the money and I messed up the church's money.
They sure did, but see, that's the reason why I had said that she was the one, the ringleader. She, the mother was the ringleader. I mean, that's why she looked the way she did on that mugshot. And it all makes sense. She has a history of doing crimes. Look at that.
You know what
Of
most
course, she's
celebrities
the brains behind the operation. All we
she's a
see is
mastermind.
brains. Yes.
Y'all know when it comes to and there's a lot of celebrities that does crimes, they just never get caught. And the reason why they never get caught is because they find a flunky. They get a flunky who got, a long rap sheet. And they be like, I got you, bro. Whatever you need, just put money on my books. You're supposed to find you somebody, that will literally take the charge. And you keep your
Right.
That's
name
what
off
I
it.
said. There's plenty of people in Florida that they could have easily, they done swindled over $1 million. Easily could have paid somebody $10,000 to take a charge. Like
Yeah,
for real.
yeah.
Like go ahead and set that aside for whomever you're going to use. I just don't get how
Yeah.
y'all left such a great paper trail. Was y'all using y'all at home computer to you do this shit? Like I'm
Probably
not
using
even a
Cash App.
good yeah, like I'm not even a good hacker and I can tell you, hey, don't use your personal laptop, don't use your Wi-Fi
Yeah,
because they tracking IP addresses. I ain't gonna tell you how to do it because
Absolutely.
I don't know, but I'm just gonna say don't steal from your house.
right.
That's
Right.
don't use your cell phone. Get you a throwaway little track phone or something.
Your track phone.
But
Get
here's the
Y'all
part.
don't watch enough
that
TV. I don't
static
understand.
IP address that changes each time you log in. I tell people that all the
Absolutely.
time.
What are
But
you
I
doing?
mean, it's the part for me is that you have a history of just out here just doing all type of crimes and stuff like that. She's the break. She the break.
Yeah, yeah, she hid him behind that head of hers. I don't even know why she ain't just cut that shit off and wear a wig, sister. Look,
Yeah.
we're done here.
I just I don't understand. But here's some other parts right here to this whole situation too. Um,
WhatsApp, yeah.
that I was I was looking at here too. It says she served a year and a half in prison after pleading guilty to stealing over $160,000 in a bank fraud scheme back in 2006. Mama Kingston, as she is known on Instagram, was ordered to be held at the Broward County Jail after the judge considered her to be a flight risk because of her testimony during the trial. Well, damn.
Why are
Well,
you?
damn.
Wait a minute. Why are you testifying on your own trial? Like, why, who put you on the stand? Like, they already had the evidence. So, what's the point of you literally? You're supposed to find character witnesses. You're supposed to try to get a good lawyer. I wanted to make I wanted to respond to Sinead's comment, which she said, I think his mama was just supporting her son,
Yeah.
good or bad. And I feel like, that's a lot of people do what they have to do to get by. But there is literally like, she's
I
probably,
got this comment right here.
I feel like she's not going to, like, I feel like to support your children means being present, because you can't support your children from jail. I feel like, we a lot of people do things and commit crimes, and I'm not talking about when it's time like survival. There's a difference between survival and greed. What they did was greed, but when you're trying to literally just survive out here in these streets, because it's tough, not everybody has the same support system. So I get that, but this was greed. Survival is different.
Not a courtroom full of heads.
These niggas not gonna like. These niggas not gonna let up. Anyway, let's go to the next topic. Unless you got something.
Let's say, oh no, I'm still. It's still more to this.
Okay, go
Baby,
ahead.
get. Let's say, baby, get her a commissary bag.
Spend and a girlfriend. She gonna be all right.
I can't. Y'all are too much. I cannot. I cannot. But here's some more to this, and I because I'm finished. I want to finish this foolishness. So it says, Kingston's defense team described him as a child who did not understand finances and would spend the money with no regard. He did not testify during the trial. Protect my mother, the rapper cried out as U.S. Marshals took Turner into custody. The outlet reported Kingston was placed under house arrest and with bond conditions of 200,000 surety bond in cash. Um,
Now
it
that's
also
a damn
says
good attorney.
Yeah.
right. It also says he also has to put up a relative's $500,000 house as part of the bond requirement. Kingston remained silent and didn't answer questions from reporters as he left the courthouse after his conviction. The arrest stemmed from a civil lawsuit filed against the rapper by Ver Entertainment LLC in February 2024 that sought payment of damage for breach of contract and fraud after Kingston ordered the 232-inch colossal TV and sound system
Oh
for
wow,
his home.
Just doing too much.
Yeah.
too much.
It also goes on to say to lower the price of the $111,000 purchase. Kingston supposedly promised to make promotional videos about the products with his friend Justin Bieber. The suit said the commercials were never made and Bieber was never involved. They are accused of they are accused of stealing almost $500,000 in jewelry, more than 200,000 from Bank of America, $160,000 from an Escalade dealer, more than $100,000 from the First Republic Bank, $86,000 from maker of
Woo!
customized beds from October 2023 to March 2024.
So you know what? I feel like they needed this moment. They needed to learn this lesson. They needed to learn.
He
I
about to
think
get a
he got
man.
he about to get a man. You know what? It's ridiculous. I think the more I think about it, it just really just it's sad.
It is.
Like, and what you just read, all that stuff about Justin Bieber, like all of this stuff about him buying the television, what it seems like is like brief of contract. Like I feel like there's more to the story,
Hmm.
and they had always planned for Sean and his mom to be the fall people, because I
Yeah.
feel like when they said that media company, the LLC, I feel like they were set up now. I mean, they were probably masterminds, but I feel like somebody said, "I'm gonna put their name on all this stuff. I'm gonna let them take the fall," because I feel like when it comes to breach of contract, I want to know like What did he buy this? Okay, first of all, I need to know where he bought the TV from. It's cold outside. Uh, I need to know more. I be wanting more details. I feel like I feel like
Well, I
some.
mean, here's a little bit more to this. I'm almost done.
Okay, all right.
It says prosecutors said Kingston and Turner unjustly enriched themselves, telling various sellers they sent out wire transfers for payments towards high-end vehicles and jewelry when the banks had executed no such transfers. They had obtained over $1 million worth of possessions through the scheme. Victims of the ruse testified the mother and son duo defrauded them out of a bulletproof Cadillac Escalade, a colossal TV, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in watches. Kingston and Turner was successfully sued on two separate occasions and forced to pay over $300,000 in both cases. The two had to dish out $356,000 in 2015 after they were accused in New York City federal court of failing to pay a customized watch seller. 3 years later, the mother son duo had to pay $301,000 to a New York jeweler who
Oh my
claimed
God.
they scammed the store out of 9 items. Like, well, god damn, like
My thing is, I'm like trying to figure out how did we get here? Like how
what's
you
going
just
on,
over
my
here, you just all
sister,
over,
my beautiful sister?
Hey,
you be
What's
Nene.
everywhere.
my
You just I'm just over it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
I
Like I feel
mean,
like
I mean,
like you should
I
have
mean,
been in
my
jail.
god.
You should have been in jail. You literally should have been in jail. But
Whoever
sometimes,
was the real brains behind the operation that was telling her how to do it,
mm,
because I just don't believe at her age, not to be funny, but she's in her 60s, how to
Uh-huh.
navigate certain things
Right.
like that. But yeah, probably was her idea to flip the watches or not. But you know how, as a celebrity, they'll give you
Yeah.
expensive jewelry and shit, and then
absolutely,
you just decide not to take that shit back and sell it. Like she probably thought of them schemes right there because that's low budget scheming.
yeah,
Like I don't know, but I just feel like you done had an opportunity to meet other people who could have given you some different opportunities.
right.
Why take the broke man's way out? I just don't understand that.
Right.
And then the thing like now that Chris said they bought a bulletproof
Cadillac
Escalade.
Escalade.
Escalade, and I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. I understand it's hard out here. It's hard out there. You got to protect yourself. Do what you got to do. But you can't just walk into a dealership and say, "I want a bulletproof vehicle." That's just not how it works. So I won't. I feel like there is a lot of missing information when it comes to this, and I feel like someone else is a part of this. I just
Right.
feel like
It's a lot to this.
yeah,
Like I said, this was just a lot for me. I mean, just the crime spree that y'all was doing. I mean, from
yeah.
the years that y'all were doing it in, I'm like, man, y'all are like really the modern day Bonnie and Clyde. I mean, just mother and son edition. Like, god damn.
Let me tell you what probably got them for real. Bank of America. If they
Yeah,
would have
Bank
just,
of America
if
definitely
they,
got them.
if they would have just,
Investigated that.
Bank of America got y'all. Because when you deal with a bank, a major bank, they are protected uh, by federal laws and international laws. And literally, once you do wire fraud, that's just a different type of crime. You can go rob a bank and get less time than doing wire fraud.
But it wasn't just Bank of America. They had did another. They was dealing with another bank too. So
Wells
I'm
Fargo,
like, yeah, they were dealing with another bank as well too.
just doing too
Oh
much.
yeah, that's right. Another credit union, right?
Yeah, it was another. Yeah, it was another bank. Um,
I ain't gonna lie, D Lyric. Out of all this money that was stolen, she couldn't pay nobody to glue no hair up front. I don't get it either.
She kept playing fines. Like every time they come up, they
You
have to
done
pay three
stole a
hundred thousand
million
dollars here, three
dollars,
hundred thousand
and you
dollars there.
couldn't use 500 of it to get you some
Not even
tracks for
five
the year.
hundred. Somebody would probably make her wig for $500.
I'm still. But here's the other part that I'm stuck on. Let's see.
Oh, you got more. Come on.
No, no, no. No. This is the other part I'm stuck on. So y'all that did all this, and the thing about it is y'all still have a rented house. Like, how you got a rented house? The house
At
is
least.
Yeah, the SWAT team
Why
had
that like a
raided the
compound? Why
Kingston's
that looks like a
rented mansion
compound?
in Fort Laud. This was in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, it looks like a compound for real. Like it looks like a.
Right, because you're
It doesn't
just
look
like
like.
Shanae said, living above your means. Because why is you renting this big ass house when you could have got a single family home down the street somewhere and bought it straight up? You know what I'm saying? Like paid it all off, put it in a third
Well, you know
party's
what I
name.
just.
I know they got a cousin or
Yeah, that's
somebody
probably
else,
a cousin who put up their house for
whoever
the
that
bonds.
cousin. Oh,
Yeah,
that was probably their
yeah,
house then. You know
probably,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like or whatever. But even that, if your house is a $500,000 home, we know that was bought with stolen money.
Right.
Cause
yeah,
where
and
you
that's
work
probably
at?
why it's not in their
Yeah.
name because IRS.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
still, buy two of those. You
yeah.
know, I
I
just,
mean, you up here stealing all this money?
honey,
I would have bought me a house. I mean,
I mean,
like,
I would have bought me a hairline. I know that's right.
This woman nice old car.
it looks like Diddy
I
sex
thought it
house.
looked like Diddy's sex house.
Y'all are tripping.
I'm
Y'all ready
just,
for
I'm
Kenya Moore?
just, I'm not giving. Well, first of all, you ought to know if you commit crimes, you're gonna go to jail. So I'm
Right.
gonna
Right.
think ahead to what my photos is gonna be shared all over national TV and internet. And you can't come back from bald up front with the ponytail in the back.
That
I don't
part.
think you can come back from that.
That's a
All
terrible
right.
mugshot. I mean, that's a terrible mugshot. I mean, my God. Like,
Ah,
why? Why?
drawn on eyebrows, everything.
And then and these other photos, I mean, you look at you with your hair right here.
Well, that's clearly a wig.
Right. Right. And then
I mean, they
here.
don't even look like the same person. Like
These
that's
are
what's crazy.
wigs. Yes, wigs make a big difference, and a
Yeah.
better makeup artist makes a
She had her
difference.
own glam, glam
Of
squad.
course, of course. And he's worth 400,000. Not anymore, Jay.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't sat there and drained all of his assets down for doing all this line of crime, years of crime.
Stupid
Sad.
shit.
It's just sad. But anyway, we're gonna move from. You know what, Sean Kingston and your mother. I just y'all gotta do better than this, man. Y'all gotta do better than this. If you're gonna do the crime, at least try at least get your hair done. At least you know. I'm just saying. Like,
Absolutely. Head of
At
treason.
least.
yeah, get your hair done. She should get charged with a head of treason.
You should. Something got to be held for
You're not gonna stop, are you? Keep them coming.
But then we go move to our next topic.
Oh.
Um, yeah, we don't want that to happen, bro. Kenya Moore, Lord.
Kenya Moore speaks out.
Kenya.
Real Housewives of Atlanta cast member Brit Eady threatens her with pistols and whips. Y'all want to know what I feel like? One thing I would say, I do like this season of Housewives.
Yeah,
Uh, I feel like it's the whoever cast this season knew that everybody, the new people were crazy, all of them.
right. Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
literally,
I want to read a statement that Kenya had posted on I believe it was Instagram. Let's see if I still got it. Let me make sure I got it or whatnot. Um, this is where she had posted. She Let me make sure I can go to it. You know, it's got all type of music and stuff. Anyway, she said, "You have been my besties for the last 12 years, and I love and appreciate you so much. Last year you cried with me when all of my hard work from the salon was cut by production, and none of it was shown. I want to thank all of my friends who showed up for me and who support me on a regular basis, who love me down. Glam team never gets it wrong. But I believe there was something more that she had posted as well in due to this whole situation, which I believe that she was kind of trying to, you know, how people kind of like doing their own type of damage control, but not really, you know, talking
mhm.
too much about it, type situation.
All the time.
Um, because she gave a very long statement, and I wanted to find it of what she had said since she gotten suspended, indefinitely suspended
Mhm.
from Housewives. I'm not a big Kenya fan, but these new girls suck. I think they're good, Shanae. I like them. DJ Rick said she was a nasty, nasty, low down, dirty dog for what she did. That was the low of low, and nothing she can say can change that. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That is
I think
definitely
I
true.
mean, I'm not saying that Brit shouldn't have been mad that Kenya posted them nudes of her
mm,
all over her shop. But camera stopped rolling and you beat her ass. That's what you do
mm.
offline. You know what I'm saying? Why would you? I just don't get people um admitting to crimes on
All right.
in front of the camera. I just don't understand that. What happened to I'm gonna meet this
Makes
whole outside
sense.
energy? Like,
Right.
um, and furthermore, there's plenty of other ways you could have hit Kenya in the pocket.
Yeah.
See, as a grown woman, as old as Kenya is, hit Kenya old ass in the pocketbook.
Right.
What?
Like fuck with her money. Fuck all that other shit. Oh, I got my pistol on me. Girl, you ain't finna pull that shit.
You're
So
not.
let's cut it out.
Yeah.
Like you just sound dumb and weak. Like that's supposed to be the next step up. First of all, if you really had a pistol, you should have shut up about it.
Right.
Shoot her pinky toe outside.
Yeah, shot me with my big
Exactly.
toe.
Exactly.
You know
What
what's
J what Jr. said? Jr. said Brit already came with intent to get at Kenya for a moment from the start. She wanted beef when there was no cow, and Kenya paid her dust, but she kept poking the cougar and got what she wanted. That's true.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things when, and this is a genuine situation when the new girls, with the exception of my
Right,
girl,
sis.
uh,
Shamia.
Shamia.
I
I
I
got
have not watched the season yet. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just got these updates from YouTube and stuff like that because I'm not interested at the fuck all. Not at all. I have been watching Housewives since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And it just ain't nothing gonna top that for me. Once you
yeah,
done took everybody I enjoy off the platform, you kept them on too long.
yeah,
So I can't like if every couple of years, like they do the other ones, they'll filter in somebody new at a little bit at a time, but they couldn't keep no newbies. So
hmm
every
Nope.
time they tried to switch a newbie in there. So now we
that's how
just like
Cynthia
to
get.
see.
Yeah, that's how Cynthia stays. She's a part time housewife.
Exactly, but I'm just
Like
saying I don't even care. Like Cynthia, it ain't nothing you could tell me about your
I don't
storyline
care.
that I
I've
want to
never
see.
cared
I
really.
don't give
Really.
a damn. Let us follow your daughter, who's
Oh yeah, I
fluid.
love
I,
Noel.
I'm interested in seeing what she's doing. But other than that, no. And yeah, Shanae,
You don't
I'm
like
sorry,
Shamia?
Shamia didn't. She's just not interesting in it. Like, look, if it wasn't for everybody else getting off the platform, pretty much the main folks, would we really be checking for Shamia? If that was the case, she would have been had a peach. She been on the show for years. They
Yeah.
even gave Marlo a peach as a friend of the
I forgot all
cast.
about Marlo.
Yeah.
Exactly. You
They
see
can
what I'm
really
saying?
change their own rule because Marlo, what kept her from getting impeached for so long was because she had a record. She was
Rick,
convicted.
I don't know the girls.
Uh,
I have not tuning in. And especially when these bitches is dumb enough to say they got their pistol on them on camera. Like
yeah,
I just think it's giving slow, it's giving not ready for TV yet,
not
it's
ready.
giving
Even
all
makes
that.
no sense.
You know what's and then how you gonna mess up your own brand? Like you literally got your own uh
Mm-hmm.
companies and things like that. You still new money, girl. Like I feel like people do things and hurt their own bag and not thinking about the future. Like why would I hurt my own bag? I always tell people all the time, things you will never people. I can do things, but nobody will ever believe I did it because I'm smart enough not to be caught on camera or even put it in a social media type platform. Literally, people have said, "I know Rachàd didn't do that," and I'll be like, "I didn't," and know good well I
Exactly,
did.
because you ain't got no proof. So I ain't did it
Yeah,
until
like I didn't do it
you can
because I
prove I
did.
did.
I did what I had to do at the
Exactly.
time.
But
But I
that's that '90s era, honey, because there wasn't no cameras. We
there
did
was
a
no
lot of
camera.
shit that nobody will ever be able to prove.
But
You
see,
know.
people
But
forget about
here's the rest of what Kenya had said. I found it. She had said, Miss Lawrence, thank you for gracing us all with your presence. You are a star. I hope to turn Hope to turn our segment into a TV show, God willing. Special thanks to my event planner, Events by Monet, who always throws the most stunning events. Thank you to the gorgeous models who helped make Kenya Moore hair care so iconic. To the cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, I wish you all an incredible season. To my friends and family, thanks for loving me, flaws and all. Thank you to all of the stunning women who have patronized Kenya Moore Hair Spa. I love making you look beautiful. Love and blessings to all of you. And that was her way about bowing out.
You know what
Listen,
bothers me about the whole
why
situation?
didn't Brit Eady? I'm stuck here. Why
Yeah,
didn't Brit Eady sue the fucking shit out of Kenya
she
for
said she.
putting her pictures all over the her thing? I would have been around with my camera phone taking pictures of all of my nudity on this
Mhm.
lady walls, and I would have served that hoe a court paperwork
Right,
and said,
dealer.
Like
yeah, just
DJ Rick said,
stupid, goofy, retarded. Bring back spring break. Exactly, because look, I would have sued the shit out of they ass, out of Kenya. And
Yeah.
let me get some of them. Let me just share. And since you use me to put in your store for business and ratings and shit, let me get some of that coin. And I would have did pain and suffering.
it's
Hmm.
a little crazy, like what Rick was saying when she was talking about Brit. She said she was in the moment and thought the mic was off. The mic is always on. That's literally part of the agreement. Hot mics, they never turn off the mic. The package
Yeah, if
always
Exactly.
the
on.
mic is still attached to you, bitch, assume it's on. You don't watch the show. You don't watch the show. It's been
You weren't
many a
ready.
times. That's what I said. It's giving not ready for TV. Because remember all them times when they tried to say turn the mics off when they was chasing people to their car and then they was having a private conversation and the mics was still on and we was still hearing the tea? Come on, you don't watch the
Right.
show.
You know, it's crazy because literally, like everybody knows. I'm sounding like sounding like Phaedra. Everybody knows. Everyone knows when you mic'd up, they can always use the audio. That's why I like when Nene, when people were like trying to say she choked uh
Kim.
him, and she said, "Did you see me choke her? Is there any video of me choking her?" No, that's called being prepared for the moment because you're supposed to be able to do what you need to do, and no one has evidence that you did it. It's my word against yours.
I mean, my thing is too with all of this, 'cause, of course, I'm doing my research on, what is to happen. Is kind of like what Summer was saying about is Brit gonna sue or whatnot. So of course, I'm over here doing my homework, looking as well because to me, you had a poster of Brit sucking someone's dick. You literally had a poster of her doing that. So to me, that I don't know. I just think that's just so wrong on so many levels. It's I don't know. It's a lot.
It's,
They kept mics on during the Bolo season. Yeah, they did.
yeah,
They definitely did. Yeah, she had incriminating pictures of her. All type of incriminating pictures. So I'm just like, I'm be honest with you. Kenya did take it very far. That would hit a whole new low.
It
That
ain't
would
no
hit
way
a
I wouldn't have
whole.
got it. It ain't no way she be getting off. I don't care what I said into the mic. I'm still getting you. I'm coming for your
yeah, because
ass.
I'm still going to hear my words. But you know
First of all,
what?
how did
Also,
she
I want.
even get her new pictures? Somebody gave them to her
He said no. She said that she had hired a private detective.
to
Oh,
get
so
her
that's
new
yeah.
pictures.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like
Kenya
this
said that
is
she had
all.
hired a private detective.
Oh yeah, that's you're right. Because Nene was like, "Oh, don't mess up your money." She even said it like, don't you mess up
Yeah.
your money, girl.
She did say that. She did say that.
Don't you mess?" She said, "You got
But
don't."
though, I'll be honest with you. Kenya does take a lot of things too far. I mean, in her defense, in this one, I feel like she was the victim in this one, but she made herself worse when she did what she did at her hair spa opening. She really, if she would have been quiet, this
Hmm.
would have backfired on Brit.
Yeah,
This would have backfired on Brit. Um, this right here is insanity. Like, You are bringing up. I mean, she had several incriminating pictures, and they were poster size. Poster size. She blew them up.
But you know the need the it makes me think about the character of Kenya because the not
Yeah,
only did
everybody did
she
start walking out.
not only did she literally hire a private eye to investigate a girl, she actually took what was given to her, the information that was given to her, and literally did this. Because my thing is like this, she needed a story,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Kenya really never had a strong story on the show anyway. She was always in the antagonizer. I never felt like she belonged on the show um, because I felt like her goal was, and when she had her daughter, she changed, but she don't have a purpose. So I felt like I believe somebody, and this is my personal belief. I felt like she was on the chopping block. I felt like if Candy had came back this season, King would not have been back. That's what I feel strongly about.
you think so, Rashad?
Yeah, yeah, because Kenya didn't have a storyline, and I
Well,
feel like
Kenya don't have to have no storyline because they keep her on because she keeps a mess.
yeah, but she's not as messy as she was. I mean, this
That's
is
right,
messy.
Delirious.
She's
Yep.
not really like she up to all in Portia's face now, and I'm like, what? Because you need a
Yeah,
storyline.
that's a new thing too. I was shocked by that too.
Like I feel like, and Portia knows this, and see that's why I feel like Portia is very. We don't give her credit for her business mind. She knows literally who is
She
using
has
her for
been
clout.
on reality TV for a long time. That's why
Yeah,
she said, "Can she? What did she say? Can she?
break the
Go
fourth
to
wall.
level? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that part.
that was my part
She
when
knows.
she said,
She
"Can I?"
knows
She said,
what's
"Can I
up.
break the fourth wall?" Because she was
Yeah,
like she was waiting for it, and she
Right.
kept breaking the fourth wall the whole every
but I
episode.
don't like that Kenya throws rocks and hide her hand. So
Yeah,
now she gets to be the victim because yeah, um Kenya started the whole thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, she should have, like, I just feel like Kenya is part of the Mean Girls.
hmm
She
Yeah.
always has been. That's why the other people who have any class and dignity about themselves went on ahead and said this ain't the show for me and went on ahead and got on off. But I feel
Hmm.
like it's Bravo's fault in the first place that
yes,
any of this has happened
yes,
because Kenya should have been off the show for
yes.
many of things that she's done. But they have letting it get so messy trying to compete with Zeus Network and all that. Because
Yep.
if y'all watch Basketball Wives, remember they brought it up that Jackie Christie used to be a prostitute in the 80s. So
hmm
they letting you dig up dirt on people and they're like, "Oh, if it's gonna make good drama or good TV, we're gonna let it happen." So I just feel like it's
I,
Bravo's
I
fault,
think
and
what
Bravo
King,
needs to be sued.
yeah, but King, yeah, I think that's problematic because they literally filmed it. There's like they literally put it on the network TV. Like they literally was there, like
I
and
think in
Bravo.
order, I think Britain and Bravo had came to some type of deal. If you took Kenya off of the show, then she wouldn't sue her, or some type of deal because I don't see it nowhere. It's nowhere saying that she's going to sue him.
I mean, she probably got because that's she's probably they probably protecting the show because
Right, Jr. Right.
protecting. I thought protection was supposed to approve picture, and that would make it sad because I don't believe Kenya acted alone. I think they
Right.
made her the fall person. I don't think Kenya just said, "I'm gonna do this." A producer, somebody who also interfered with the relationship between Candy and Portia. I feel like the
You got
producer.
that right, Shanae.
That's why she don't mess with Portia no more. Because that shot with the cow come out of Portia.
What you say, DJ
Oh,
Rick?
Rick, they saw the pictures. I know damn well production saw the pictures
Yeah.
before it happened,
Yeah.
and they didn't care. Is the point?
Exactly. They
Because you
didn't care.
literally have to get approved for whatever filming, whatever you're about to do. You
It was
can't.
kind of like when Phaedra had came out what she said about Candy. It was kind of like when production didn't seem to care about that. Until the shit hit the fan.
But that's what was crazy, and I feel like that's why I feel like Phaedra was too smart. Uh,
Right.
because what she kept saying was, "Did you see me say that they wanted to drug Portia?" She kept saying that because she knew the bait that she was given probably would go into some what they call a defamation lawsuit. So you never hear Portia. There's no filming of Portia. I mean, of Phaedra saying they tried to drug you. What Portia did was took the information and went back to Candy, but you never see what the source was. And then what happened. I feel like Phaedra acted smart, but I think she was also trying to protect her reality television position because she's a queen. And it
Right.
was when she comes to, I think she was trying to do what the producers wanted, but you're not gonna get me caught up.
And that's another thing too, with this whole
Yeah,
situation. I mean, it's a mess. It's really a mess. And but at the end of the day, Kenya, you got to learn your lesson on this one. You got to learn your lesson. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead because I know we went over time
yeah,
again. But these are always also great topics. So it's just it'd be so much to analyze and to
yeah,
talk about and things of that nature. So we really did have another great show this evening, and we thank all of our viewers for tuning in, like you guys do each and every week. Um, and we want to say, again, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Extraordinary Network. Again, the more you put the likes on, the more people can view the show. So please, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. So did she lose her house? I seen that somewhere. I believe she did. I think she ended up selling it, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. I think she sold it. It was on the market.
Yeah, so I think she sold her house. But yes, please make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe to our channel. And catch us again for next Tuesday live. And we'll make sure we put our last topic that we were supposed to have for the show for next week, which was Wale and Azealia Banks trade Barbs online after she trashes his career. So we'll make sure that is added for our show next week, so we can touch on that as well. Anybody have any announcements before we go ahead and close out?
Rick, forgot to ask you for the flyer for tomorrow, but we got karaoke at Mix Atlanta tomorrow. Show time is at 9:30. Uh, we do it all the way to 3 o'clock in the morning. So y'all make sure
Oh,
y'all come see us. Dante, his birthday. Oh yeah, he's an Aries. So Dante, I forgot his birthday. He's celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Anyway, it's always free parking, free entry, uh, great drinks. We got drink specials. I'm not sure if the kitchen will be open, but it should be. Hookah, got hookah discounts. So Mix Atlanta, karaoke. With Rick, DJ Rick, he's coming in now. You got to come in. I'll post it to our main page on Facebook. Flyer.
definitely. And yeah, everybody, make sure y'all go out to Mix for karaoke. It's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. Everybody will definitely have a good time. You just never know who may show up.
Yep.
Like I said, I've gone a few times and I've enjoyed myself, and I enjoy spending time with Rick and Rachàd when I'm there. So definitely. Shanae said, "Come pick her up."
You know what, Shanae? That it might be doable. I got to work it out. I think I can do that. I'll be out your way sometimes anyway, so I'll hit you up tomorrow. Wait a minute, you got to be in bed at a certain time. That ain't gonna work for you. But we'll
But
talk.
yeah,
I'll call you tomorrow.
but yeah, a great show again. And we thank our viewers each and every week. And like I said, tune in again to another edition of Extraordinary Unplugged, and we'll see what we have to talk about next week. Until then, I hope that you all have a wonderful, extraordinary night. I am Christopher S. Walker.
I'm Rachàd West.
I am Summer Kai. Thanks for
Uh,
tuning in.
in the absence of Jeremy, Tamika Scott, um, um, our other co-host had to leave. Najee, he had to leave out. He had to handle some
Yeah.
business. Hopefully, they'll be returning next week. But until next time, y'all stay connected to our Creator. Y'all stay connected in love.
Yes, and have a very extraordinary night. God bless.
God
Take
bless.
care.